We're back!
I've been working on it. Working on it. I've been working on it. Working on.
I ran the New York City Marathon.
You did it, brother.
You want to touch it?
I
Medal?
want to touch it.
It's the medal.
It's so big and real. It's just like my Grammy ones.
Dude, imagine being an Olympic gold medalist.
That's what you are.
It's kind of how I felt walking around the city the next day I was wearing it. I like forced JoJo to wear it. I was like, come on.
She wasn't gonna?
She was just like,
I'd wear it every day for at least a week.
She was calling me and Ben nerds. I was like, you're a nerd.
She's a nerd.
We wore it everywhere and they were like, hey, good fucking job, dude.
Yeah. New Yorkers are going to love that.
I cannot recommend this experience.
Oh, yeah. So how was it, buddy?
Not good.
Not good.
My nightmare.
Who'd you call at mile 16?
I called you. You brought me back to life. So here's how it went down. Everything was fine. Till mile 5.
Oh, no. That's early.
I'm like, JoJo, my left knee is falling apart. She goes, switch the knee braces, because I had the super duper knee brace on this one, on my right one, because that was... Originally, this one gave me problems, but physical therapy brought this back to life. Didn't have enough time for this left one. So we switched knee braces. I'm like, this is going to be the longest day of my life.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so we were like, I kept up with JoJo and Ben up until about mile 15 and a half. There's this bridge. I believe it's the Queensboro Bridge. And that's where it gets pretty difficult for everyone because there's no more crowds. It's cold, wind, uphill.
Dude, the hills shouldn't be involved.
It's all hills. They're like, oh, you did the hardest one.
That is the hardest one, I think.
Yeah. So knee gives out. I'm starting to feel a little tightness in the quads. Go to stretch one. Other one goes into Charlie horse. And I'm like, ha, ha, ha.
After only 5 miles?
No, this is 16.
Oh, that's
Keep
right,
up with me.
16. Sorry.
I said 15 and a half. Now we're at like 16. So I'm limping. I see a medical tent in the distance after the bridge. I limp to the medical tent and I go, hey, how you doing? I need some help. And they're like, yeah, come on in. What's going on? So you sit down. You get a couple of people working on you. I just said, left knee is done. Please bring it back to life. And everything is cramping up. So it's just immediate ice on the knee. And she was massaging. Another person was massaging my leg. Another person was just giving me salt packets. And she's like, just crush them. So I'm just eating salt and then chasing it with water.
Bad?
It tastes like salt, but you're just like delirious. I'd ran 16 miles.
Jesus.
I'm just like you kind of have runner's high, and you're also just like, man, doesn't feel real. And I'm like, oh, I want this to be over. Poor guy next to me, his ankle's shot. They're like, you're Ubering home. And in my head, I'm like, I am not Ubering home.
That's right, because you don't quit.
So they're like, is your knee okay? I'm like, my knee is okay. Now,
lied.
We'll see if I did,
So you
irreversible
really,
damage.
Straight up lied to them. You were like, I'm fine.
I was just like, they're like, does he want a Tylenol? He doesn't want a Tylenol. I hear him talking. I'm like, I would love a Tylenol. I would love 6 of them.
Yeah.
I take a Tylenol, and then probably like 15, 20 minutes later, I limp out, and I call you, and I go, it's not looking good, dude.
I thought you were going to quit. I thought you were going to go.
I just said, I'm going to finish, but you should probably stop tracking me because I'm going to walk this out. It's going to take me 10 hours.
Also, didn't look at the tracker ones. No, I did. I did in the very beginning, and I was like, look at them go. And then when you called me, I go, oh, yeah, I can track them. Forgot. Just forgot. It was a busy day. And then when Mom came over, I told her about our call, and she was in shambles. She goes, oh, no. And like really sad. And then when we called you back, you were still limping, and she was like, just stop.
Yeah,
don't push it, honey.
I was like,
you
fuck
did
that.
It.
I'll walk this out because people do walk it. It's fine.
Yeah.
And half the time, my walking was faster than my limp jog. But then the Tylenol kicked in and I was like, ooh, I'm feeling good.
Yeah, and you only ended 45 minutes after JoJo and Ben.
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. So 6 hours. But how funny was it? I put Flying Ryan on my shirt, so like the whole city's just like, Flying Ryan!
Dude, I had no idea you put that on your shirt, and I was FaceTiming you, and I was like, man, you're getting recognized. Like, you are famous. And you're like, no, it's not
I was like,
my
no,
shirt.
look at my shirt.
I was like, they know your Twitch, bro? Nobody knows your Twitch.
Yeah, it felt great.
Felt
I'm like,
good,
do I
right?
change my Twitch name to Flying Ryan?
You
'Cause
probably
it,
should, dude.
it just felt right.
Flying Ryan.
Yeah, the whole city of New York just fly, and I would just like go like this.
Ah.
And towards the end, they're like, Flying Ryan. I'm like, I'm dying, Ryan.
Yeah, you did. You
I was like,
said
my
that.
legs don't work.
But you made it,
I love how you
man.
didn't even like track. I had JoJo's dad.
I'm so sorry.
Bruce is just like, wow, look at you. Ran the marathon. No family flew out. What's going on? No one cares about you.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And then mom rubbed salt in the wound. She sends me like a Instagram of Bill and Hillary Clinton. Like Bill Clinton crawled out of the hospital bed to see his daughter finish the marathon. He's been in the hospital.
I'm
And he crawls out.
sorry.
No, it's cool.
Dude, if we didn't have the
I just like
baby-
ended up running it alone. But it was a very like, it was like a spiritual journey for me. I'm like, I will do anything I can on my own. I am a lone wolf.
You're a survivor.
I don't need anybody.
You don't. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I don't think I understand what this was. I don't think I understood.
It's 26 miles.
I don't think
It's
I got
a journey.
it. Didn't get it. And
50th anniversary.
because everyone, you know, when I knew I didn't get it right before, the week before, everyone's like Rob, your friends were texting me like, hey, do you think I should get this for Ryan? And I'm like, I'm getting Ryan nothing.
No, but you did. I called you. I said, hey, I figured out what you need to get me. A room at the Greenwich.
A hotel
Thank you very
room.
much.
Yeah, when I
And
did
it was
that,
glorious. It made my
I was
whole
like,
weekend.
Gift. There it is.
It was perfect. That's exactly what I needed.
Yeah, I didn't understand what this
No,
was.
I'm just
I would've
fucking with
been
you,
there.
bro. You don't need to fly out to New York City.
Yeah, but you go to all my things. But also I force you, so it's a give and take. Okay, yeah, wow. Well, what are we talking about today?
Talking
We're working
about
on.
anxiety.
We're working on anxiety.
Yes.
I love this topic so much.
Which I feel like I had a couple panic attacks before this
Did you?
fucking thing. I was like, oh, it's starting. Like when
The
you're walking up to
nerves.
the bridge, yeah. You're like, all of a sudden, nothing works.
Fight or
And I'm
flight.
like, I think I'm going to pee my pants.
Oh, God.
It's great.
I was nervous for you, little butterflies.
Yeah. But anxiety,
We're the only ones in the family that really have anxiety.
I bet you J-Train does low key, just doesn't say anything. And dad.
Well, he medicates himself with weed.
Right.
That kid is high most of his life, you know?
Stays high.
Stays high.
We just tired, baby.
Yeah, he chilling. When we're like, I can't smoke weed.
Dude. Yeah, talking about anxiety. Weed only gives me anxiety
It
now.
only gives me
I do not enjoy it.
panic. Can't do it.
I wonder what happened. It's probably other stuff I put in my brain. I don't know.
I did too much at once.
I think it's too strong nowadays.
Yeah, when I had edibles in general are too strong, and then in California
Yeah.
you get a little cute little innocent lollipop, and you're like gone.
Yeah. I will say this, though. My anxiety has decreased like times 1,000 since I quit boozing.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like booze was like a cup of coffee in the worst way, where it's like it just gives you the scaries,
No.
the hangovers.
Yes. What it does is just like deletes any serotonin in your brain.
In the moment, yes.
Not in the moment. It's like over time. Like I was just like,
Oh,
my brain
serotonin.
couldn't get happiness. Right.
Right.
I would just delete it all the time.
Which is what I also wanted to talk about. I scanned my brain recently with Dr.
Oh,
Amen.
yeah, this works.
Google this. It's amazing. And he's done a lot of studies with alcohol in general. A lot of brains he's seen, alcohol has shrunken the brain.
I definitely have a strong
He's like, it literally makes it smaller.
Yeah.
So he's like, I don't recommend booze at all, because he's like, big
Can I-
myth.
can I grow
everyone
it
is
back?
like, everyone's like, oh my god, one glass of red wine is so good for your heart. It's like,
Yeah.
no,
Probably a marketing scheme.
yeah, it is. And he's like, the people who say that are alcoholic companies,
Right.
So yeah, they're gonna say that.
Damn.
But yeah,
Can I build it back up, or am I fucked?
I would love to scan your brain.
I know you have to make it happen. I'm not
I
paying
think
for
you can
that.
you could do anything. It's just like,
Marathon gift part 2.
yeah, you can. Yes, I'm down. Daryl wants to scan his brain too. My brain's very
Whole fam.
interesting. I got to get my pictures up. So here's pictures of my brain, and my left side of my brain, when I'm not doing anything and I'm just chilling, has a hole in it right here. And it doesn't mean it's dead tissue. It means it's asleep. But when I'm focusing, Devin's fucked up. She like, what? When I'm focusing, the right side, it flip-flops, has a sleepy hole in it. And it is not what I was expecting to see. And Dr. Amen said it's very unique.
Ooh.
And I was like, what kind of people have this kind of brain? And he said, my creatives.
Wow.
So I'm taking a lot of supplements now. Just like, it's like stuff anyone can get to. It's like omega-3 and like other stuff. I can't remember. But hopefully I'm going to do all this good work and like have those holes come to life. I don't know what
it looks pretty.
I have holes in my brain.
I don't know what I'm saying.
Speak.
Probably the holes.
It's probably the holes.
No, it was. It's pretty wild to look at. It's like, oh, there's a hole. But I wonder, like, I really am curious about my brain.
Yeah,
I should have scanned it right before.
Right before, right?
Yeah, but
they could scan too, like how much blood goes where. And in my picture, as you can see here, it's a lot of blue areas, some red, but that's healthy red. But usually around the top of your brain, when I'm describing my symptoms of anxiety and fear and impending doom, usually that's all red, and they call it the ring of fire because too much blood is going there.
wow.
And mine is like pretty chilled out. And he said, I think that's literally your antidepressants working.
Whoa.
He's like, because the way you're talking to me sounds like this should be on like red. Like I thought I would see
Interesting.
ring of fire, but it's all zoned out, which is great. And I think it's your medicine. So we love medicine.
Nice.
Grateful for medicine.
Love that for you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
But we got to scan your brain.
definitely need to scan my brain. It's like funny. I could think back to. I feel like I would get panic attacks in high school, like when we first moved and we had to. I remember doing like a presentation of like introduce yourself to the class.
You say presentation?
Presentation.
Presentation?
Is it
No, it's not present.
It's not presentation.
Presentation. It's not.
Presentation.
Presentation, yeah.
Present. You gotta like bring shit to class of like this represents me. I remember like pretty much like blacking out and just like, and it's anytime I have to publicly speak, I feel like,
Oh, sorry. As I'm like, you can't speak.
oh, I don't give a fuck. I ran the marathon, and so it's just like you're just like getting through with words. I feel like
Fight or flight, bro.
yeah. But everything inside you wants to die.
Die.
And I was just like, I thought I was like, oh, it's just a part of life. Like, I probably could have talked to someone and be like, hey, how do I fix this so that doesn't happen? I would just like get that every single time.
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever get that like performing?
Every time.
Every time? You go on tour?
Every time. Well, sometimes on tour it was Groundhog Day, so I was like, I'm used to it. Like I talked about before, my nerves. Like I wasn't nervous.
It's probably like
I've
the first
done
couple shows, and then you're
first
like,
shows,
I'm rocking.
holy crap!
Then you get an emotion.
So scared, and I can just feel my chest getting red. You know?
Yeah.
I'm so pale that you can like see how I feel through my skin. Like it's very like when I'm drinking with people, I get
flush.
red. Yeah.
Yeah. That's gotta be a sign of good health, though, no?
No, I'm just pale, pale and like Irish. You know? It's in my blood. But yeah, my panic is, you could see it on my face. Do you remember your first panic attack?
I mean,
No, I have a very specific one.
Do your specific one first.
Mine was 4 a.m. in New York City. I was doing promo for my second album. I had red hair, and I was about to go live on television with Gayle King and announce the nominees for the Grammys after the year after I won.
Yeah.
I don't know like what happened. I do know what happened. My assistant JoJo at the time, she was reading me my schedule for the week, and I was just like, how am I gonna survive that?
Yeah,
like that doesn't make sense to my brain.
It was right before you had to do your thing too.
Yeah, right before.
Yikes.
JoJo felt so bad. And it's not your fault, JoJo. You were just telling me what
part
it
of the
is.
gig.
Part of the gig. And I was just like, I don't think I could do. How am I supposed to do that? And I started crying, but like losing my breath like that. And then just instead of crying for the first time ever, I was like,
just couldn't breathe.
like that. And I was like, no, something's wrong. And I can feel it now. And I get a rush of like when you feel like you're going to pass out. And it's your adrenals just like tingling everywhere. And then I was just like mixture of crying and not breathing and sweating, instant sweat.
Yeah.
And like cold and sweat.
Cold sweat.
It's crazy. It feels like you're actually like dying and you're going to pass out. And she had to help me, like her and Daryl had to help me like come back to life. And they brought me to another room and they calmed me down. And this is the middle of the glam. Like, I'm supposed to be getting my eyelashes on and I'm crying. Nightmare. And I was like, what is this? And JoJo's like, this is a panic attack, because she's very aware of them. She had them growing up. Can't imagine. And I was like, what do you mean? This is what a panic attack is? When can this happen again? And they go, this is where she fucked up. She said, whenever. I go, what do you mean whenever? I can't control this. And she's like, that's why it's called panic attack. So I'm like, at the show in New York City, delirious. I got up at 3, like a mixture of exhaustion and that.
They make you get up really early.
Dude, it's unheard of. And I'm like about to go live on television. And I go, well, I hope when I'm live on television, it doesn't happen again. Happens.
Yeah.
I can't
I
see.
think you're like, it better not happen. It was like me with this fucking knee. I was like, knee better not go out.
Yeah, it's like your brain told it to happen, dude.
Like,
your brain is so powerful.
Brain is powerful. Brain is power.
Best example of how powerful your brain is, like some women like truly think they're pregnant and their bellies get big and they only gain weight here and their bodies are like,
is that real?
That's fucking real. There's women who are on Dr. Phil that are like, I'm pregnant for 3 years. And they go, no, ma'am, you gained weight. And they go, no, I feel a heartbeat. Which you can't.
It's sad.
It's sad.
Sad.
So brain is powerful.
Got it.
But yeah, that was my first real panic attack and it was a doozy. And after that, it was like knowing that could happen was the fear. Then why they called it panic disorder for me was because I lived in constant fear of when's that coming again?
Yeah.
Like when's the storm?
I guess mine always happened in the night. I am night man.
I am night man.
So
that
mine,
sucks.
I was trying to research and figure out what was happening, but I mean a lot of it had to do with like drugs. But I'd wake up in the middle of the night.
I
cold
don't know
sweat.
how yours comes in the middle of the night while you're
because
sleeping.
they can, like some people who have like suffer from severe anxiety, not from drugs, just from anxiety, get night panic attacks. So you hold it all in all day, save it for your when your brain like goes to sleep. They're like, we've been freaking out all day. Oh. So you wake up, cold sweat, left arm numb, think I'm having a heart attack.
Yes.
And that happened probably numerous times. There was only one time.
Dude, there's like 30 times that happened.
Yeah. There was only one time where I drove myself to the emergency room in Nantucket when I was like 21. Because I was just like, yeah, listen, I drink a lot, and the other night I did some questionable cocaine. Am I having a heart attack? They're like, you're having a panic attack. Do you want some Xanax? I was like, no, that's not good for me. They're like, wow, you're pretty smart.
Yeah, you
should
are
probably
smart.
not do cocaine. I was like, I know.
Yeah, I think that's dad, like low key, and you being like, make good choices, you know?
So that's why we snapped.
Because
it only took 10 years.
Anyone else could have been like, please give me Xanax. Please give me, you know?
I was just like, no, they gave me something else that did the same shit, but is not addicting. So.
Yeah, that was the best thing you told me when you allowed me to go to the emergency room when I was like, I'm freaking out.
Yeah, because they calm you down.
You're like, yeah, sure, go there. But when they say, what kind of drugs do you want? Say a very light dose.
Yeah, because they give you something legit.
I was like, okay. No, but I specifically was like, something light and easy, please, nothing heavy. Because they were going to give me some
they'll
Xanax.
give you a fucking school bus
tranquilizer.
bar. Yeah. Big yellow bus.
And they gave me like beta blocker or something like
nice
beta
and blocker.
Easy. And I was like, this is wonderful, thank you.
I actually got so relaxed that my thing started beeping because the heart rate went like too low. So I only go super high heart rate or too low heart rate. You
scare me too because you had a weird heart growing up.
I had a little heart murmur, not that big of a deal. They thought it could have been something, but it's nothing. But yeah, so that's why like I can never take Xanax again because I think withdrawing from that, I would wake up. I was afraid to fall asleep. Like you were afraid to go on TV. I
definitely had nights where I was afraid to fall asleep.
I was just like, I don't know if I'll wake up.
I had one night I had
like really shallow breathing.
Yes.
Like, I forgot how to breathe.
Yeah.
I forgot how to breathe.
That was the worst thing Justin ever said to me one day. Justin goes, hey, you're blinking and breathing. And I go, oh no. Oh no. Yeah.
I think
if someone tells you you're blinking and breathing, it's the worst thing you could tell someone.
How's your brain doing it?
Yeah. I forget how. But I had to crawl in JoJo's bed and be like, can you just watch me fall asleep so I know I'm alive?
Yeah. I wish I can go back, and I think the best thing you could do is actually, get up, walk around your room, kind of write in a journal or something. If you just lay there and focus on like, I don't know how to breathe, you get worse and worse and worse. And I'm like, my chest, my arm is numb. I'm dying. You just have to say, all right, fuck it. I can't fall asleep right now. Get up, do something else until you kind of
that's what I should have done.
Get back to reality. Yeah, I researched all this too late, but people it's like a night terror mixed with panic attacks.
It literally feels like your throat's just getting smaller and smaller, and like you start swallowing and like. But
I really think mine was heavy it was booze related. I get great sleep now. Maybe I'll get up to pee. I don't know. A dog barks.
I always get up to pee.
I don't always. I was a lot in New York.
Since the pregnancy, like it just continued.
Oh man,
sucks. I'm like,
so
Dad,
annoying.
It's so annoying.
It's the fucking
3
worst.
a.m. witch's hour. Gotta pee.
Just piss the bed.
I think all the time, what kind of invention can I make where I can just,
Yeah. Or like take something where it's like, wait till tomorrow.
Oh, wait. If there was a pill that was like, no dreams tonight, please, that's what I would take.
Even if I have, which I had crazy dreams in New York. I think it was my first time traveling with a little bit of jet lag and just sleeping in a different place.
Nerves.
JoJo's cot. It was good. It was all right bed. Stiff, but it was good. Insane dreams.
That's probably your anxiety of the race.
Yeah, I think so too.
Marathon.
It was all like spiders.
Oh no!
Yeah, and I had to play nice with the spider, else it was gonna bite me. I've been having a lot of spider dreams.
That's fucked. I told Dr. Amen my dreams are horrific, and he was like, "Well, what do you do right before bed?" And I was like, "Well, I listen to Dateline Murders." He goes, "Okay, let's stop that." And I was like, "Oh, right,
right. Paul, not the best."
Right.
Dude, I always be like, I'm meaning to do it every time. I'm like, I'm gonna read my book. Never do.
Too. It's sitting there. It's
just
there watching
there,
me.
bro.
I'm like, pick it up. But now, if you want advice on like how to fall asleep in a calming way, not to murders like me, the Calm app. We're not like this isn't an ad or anything, but that app is incredible. And they have meditations. They have different. They have celebrities reading stories to you. Harry Styles is on there.
Right.
He's like a part of the app. I think he bought some of it or something.
He is the app.
He is the app.
Yeah, and I've been taking. It's called New Mood from On It.
Throwing up.
My breakfast is digesting. New Mood from On It, and then I have my sleepy time tea. That's my new nightcap. It's a little sleepy time tea.
You have to have something though, a routine.
It's my routine.
My
for
little
sure.
chocolate at night with my water next to my bed.
I have so many routines,
shit.
bro. I'm a maniac.
It's
so
amazing.
OCD.
That's like,
is it okay?
It's good. It's good for your brain.
Really?
Yeah, it keeps you busy, keeps you doing something. Also, there's a pill that Paris Hilton's a part of too that really is amazing.
Oh, that was the shit. Reset. Unwind.
There's an unwind, which is purple and it's for
great.
nighttime. And then there's a calm, and I take the unwind like every other night. It's great. Yeah, look at her, dude. This is her med. This is her
great.
Meds. She loves it. She said it really helps with PTSD and everything, and it truly does calm you down. I will say it tastes like lavender.
Yeah,
which
you could
isn't
taste
something
the
that
herbs.
I'm like, I'm not like, oh my god, yum, lavender.
Yeah,
never ever.
It's all right.
But
It
some
goes
people
away
like
pretty
that.
quick.
Yeah, some people like that, and you don't burp it up. It's great.
Now, do we have anything else on personal anxiety before we get to the fan
You know what
submissions?
really messed me up was that no one in our family ever talked about this or ever experienced this and like made it relatable. Like when I started bringing up my anxiety, my mom and dad were like, "What are you talking about? You've always been nervous." That's what they said. My dad's like, "Yeah, you always pick your skin. You've always been an anxious kid." I'm like, No, Dad. I'm dying. Dad, I'm about to die. We should plan my funeral. And he's like, "What?" Like when I was like going to the emergency room, even mom, sweet mom, who like we could do anything and she'll back us up. She was like, "Don't go to the emergency room. That's money. Like come here and I'll rub your back." And I was like, I need a tank. I need an oxygen tank plugged in my nose.
It's just like that reassurance, like everything connected to you, and you're like, you're okay.
Yeah, I want a doctor to tell me like, you're not going to die.
It was
And
just
the
like that
only
one
thing-
time too. After that, you're like, oh, I know what's happening now.
The only thing that saved me was you. Truly. Because you said, you like gave me the blessing to go to the emergency room. And you didn't act like I was crazy.
Whoa.
Because the whole time you're like, I'm fucking crazy. I was like, I'm
That's how
gonna
you
be
feel.
I
Yeah.
was like, I'm gonna be in a psych ward like this.
Yeah.
And you were like, "Oh no, dude, I've had this. You go ahead, get your medicine, go ahead." And
a few hours of an
you have
absolute
no
nightmare.
idea what that did for me.
Wow.
You have no, and your girlfriend was over, not girlfriend, but there was a girl there.
Oh yeah, she was very pleasant about it too.
She was so nice about it because she knew she was a classic college student with anxiety.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Oh my God, yes, I know how you feel." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Nice to meet you." And like went to the emergency room. It was the worst day ever, but the best because you made it so it was okay. So thank you.
Love you, dude.
Love you, dude.
I'm glad that my terrible ways worked out for the best.
You save people. Speaking of that, you see Kelsey online?
Crushing
It,
dude.
Kelsey! We have a super fan who adores
She actually
Ryan.
sent in a fan submission, too.
She did? Awesome. But I saw someone say they were inspired by you running the marathon, and she got so healthy.
Yeah, she's been crushing the gym, and it started out. She's like, I'm gonna try just a couple days a week, 30 minutes, and then she's like, dude, it's getting easier. It's getting easier,
and then it gets a little addictive.
Yeah, and then you gotta go, and then you
gotta go. Feel terrible if I don't.
Yeah, it turns to the opposite.
Yeah.
I'm proud of her.
What's this?
Hi guys, it's Kelsey. So first I want to say that I love you both and I love the podcast and this is such a cool opportunity. So I've had anxiety and panic attacks since I was 9 years old, and I was able to manage it pretty well up until the point where I was 17 and developed a medical disorder that caused swelling in my brain, and from there I developed severe anxiety, severe OCD, and severe panic attacks, some of which had me end up in the ER. I felt like I couldn't leave the house or I couldn't drive because I was just too scared. I was in college at the time and wondered if my dreams would even be possible. So through therapy and medication and the help of my doctors, I'm 3 years free of any symptoms of my medical condition, 3 years free of any panic attacks, and I'm now a licensed therapist. I graduated with my master's in mental health counseling in May. And I'm really excited to see where this takes me. And I want to thank you guys for doing this podcast because I think it'll give a lot of people hope and encourage people to continue working on it. I love you both.
I love
Dude,
you.
how awesome is that, right?
She's so cute.
So badass. Because it's
makeup.
like, she was at the lowest of the lows, and it's like, I don't know how to live my life. I don't know if I could do what I want to do because it's crippling.
Yep.
And she just fucking faced it, bounced back with the help of...
Took her lowest, made it her highest.
Yes.
I don't know how to say that correctly, but you know what I'm saying.
Somewhere there.
It's in there.
Dude,
but yeah, Dr.
Best
Amen...
example of getting help, receiving the right help, using your tools, and crushing life.
And talking about it, asking for help is everything. Dr. Amen too says something really important that was like, if you're ever having a panic attack, don't leave. Like if you're in a CVS and you're having a panic attack, number one thing is do not leave, because then you associate that with panic. So you'll never go back to a CVS.
Really?
Yeah, so there's a lot of people who won't leave their home because they're like, well, I only have panic attacks when I go out somewhere. So that's why they stay home. So he's like, don't leave in that moment. Like, remember how when I was having my severe anxiety, I started sleeping in the upstairs? The little loft.
I was like, oh my
because
God.
I had panic attacks in my bedroom.
I was like, I get it.
Because
but
I was
you guys
scared.
are like, there's a ghost. Bing Crosby is in the closet.
No.
Yeah, you're like, there's an energy. I feel a spirit.
I feel a spirit.
That's what I said. No, I was having my panic attacks in that fucking bedroom, and I was like, I need a break from this bedroom. And I went up there. Yeah. A lot of people don't have another little loft area, so don't leave the bedroom.
It wasn't ideal for you guys. It was like in the kitchen, pretty much. You know, like so. But yeah, I guess that was a good move. Now that I think about it, like I made my bed. That was the only place I got panic attacks.
That's what I'm saying. Something about like going to bed every night.
You were like crashed on the couch.
You were like, I'm scared to
I got
go
better
to
sleep
bed
on the couch.
Yep.
I made that my little anxiety.
See, everyone does it, and you don't even know you're doing it. But it gets really dangerous when you start to go, I can't leave the house. You know what I mean?
Got it.
Can't get to that level.
So is it like the thing where you're in a CVS and you're freaking out? Do you just go like 5 gum?
Yeah, like
Gatorade.
You have to somehow snap yourself back into it. And he said, there's something with tapping that we need to learn about. It's like EDR or something. EM.
Oh, is that the thing with like the rubber bands and Honey Boy?
Maybe. I don't remember that.
He's like wall journal.
Yeah. You're supposed to snap yourself back into the moment. A lot of people, too, I've heard, like, bite into a lemon when they're about to get a panic attack. Because it shocks your brain to be like, what the fuck is this? You know?
Just carrying around lemons constantly.
Yeah, dude. I'm like,
don't worry
that's
about it. Panic attacks. Lemon on deck.
EFT tapping, emotional freedom technique. That's awesome. Yeah, there's something about tapping that helps you. I've seen also the TikToks I'll show where you can, like, tap your heart to be like, because your heart's pounding and you're like, no, you're right here. Like, we're together. We're in this moment.
Okay.
Because I told Dr. Amen sometimes I name my brain somebody else. I say like, oh, Susan, she's being crazy again. And he's like, I love that. Like, dissociating your brain or being like, that's not me. That's my brain acting silly.
Interesting.
Oh, this is amazing.
5 things you could see: your hands, the sky, a plant, your colleague's desk. 4 things you could physically feel: your feet on the ground, a ball, your friend's hand. 3 things you can hear: the wind blowing, children's laughter, scary, your breath.
2 things you can smell: fresh cut grass,
coffee.
See, 1 thing you can taste: a mint, a gum, or the fresh air, or a lemon. Yeah, there's something about your senses that you have to. It's like the most concentration you need is for your senses, so you can literally distract your brain from freaking out of like, actually, you smell that? Like, there's mint, or like just to like get your brain off of that and to shock you back to the now, the present, to know that you're not dying. It's scary, but there's a lot of tricks.
I'm actually learning some stuff today.
I know, right?
You know a lot. Well, Kelsey, thank you for that video.
Do we have more videos?
We do. Let's go with should we do Janeth?
Yeah, I love Janeth.
Hi, Meghan and Ryan. It's Janet from Mexico, and I would like you to talk about anxiety because I think it's something that will help so many people, including myself, of course.
I love
and
her.
Also my friends Noelia and Riley. They love you so much. And I think my biggest problem is when I overthink everything, and I just supposed to be happy. And I'm supposed to be okay, but for some reason is that I don't feel so good, and I don't understand why. So that make me cry, and that make me so unhappy. So I hope you can help me with that just a little bit. I love you so much.
I love you so much, Janet.
She put on a good happy face for the video.
I want her to tell me a nighttime story.
Yes.
I love how she's
the best.
She's the best.
But I think she's dealing with a classic thing. I think being
her age,
young
too.
is tough.
Yeah, being young is hard.
It's such a tough, and all I did was overthink. God damn it. I just mixed it with overthink and overdrink. So overdrink.
Overdrink. Okay, yes.
You're constantly just like, what do I do? I got to figure out my life.
Yeah. Mom said at a young age that you had a meltdown nobody knew about, and you went to her and you're like, how am I gonna support my family someday? So much pressure.
Yeah.
For guys too, like there's that old mentality. Like I asked Justin, like, what do you think I'm gonna have, a boy or a girl, when I was pregnant? He's like, well, I hope not a boy. And I was like, why? He's like, it's just a lot of pressure. You gotta like be a man and like be the worker. And I was like, what? That's not how life is anymore.
Pretty easy being a guy.
It's like so old school, but it's like
pretty chill.
Drilled in your blood that you're like, I gotta be the working guy. That
Yeah, but
old
times have
society
changed.
ways. Yeah.
But I think the trick to all this is like I'm starting to get back to like, let's just worry about today.
Yeah.
I like to plan out my next day the night before, but really it's all about like what's going on right now. Don't be so concerned, because then life just fucking flies by. Like I feel like I was so worried about what am I going to do in college. I can't even remember college because I just like got stressed out, drank too much.
In the moment,
repeat.
It's everything. And then like a year later, you're like, who?
Yeah, why was I getting so worked up about that? Like, Janet, you're just young and awesome, and you have that great smile.
You're adorable.
You made me happy just by hearing you talk, and everything's gonna be okay. Just pay attention to right now. It's
what truly matters. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I learned something incredible from my therapist the other day, who I still think you need to meet.
See, I'm never going to do it because this is how you do it.
I'll get you a different one. I'll get you another therapist.
No, it's just you're the most
listen to what
annoying.
She said. Sorry.
If I do get a therapist, you'll never know about it. That's how this is gonna go down, because it's just like,
okay, so
you're
Pepe's
so
like,
annoying.
and that's on period. You bitch, I can see you.
Holy shit.
What team are you on? Okay, listen, my therapist said something amazing, and she said, what we all want is control. And when we don't have it, that's when we start freaking out. That's when the 5 F's, she said. It's like fight, flight, freeze, where we just do nothing about it and we freak out and we don't leave our house. Fawn, and fix. And none of these 5 things will work. None of these 5 F's will actually help you in the moment. But what will help you is accepting that you have no control.
I think I started doing that. I'm feeling a lot
you
better.
did, because the other day when I was worried about this podcast and I was like, our video is going to be late, and you were like, yeah, but also there's nothing we can do about it.
Which-
I was
which also is
so
not-
impressed. You were like, I'm just not going to like stress out on a Saturday night about that, you know? And I was like, you right.
But the other end of that is like, it should be on time. There's
Right. But like,
there's a yin and yang.
my therapist asked her daughter, she's like, but is this the end of the world?
Yeah.
When they're like, my paper's wrinkled. She's like, but is it the end of the world?
You have to pick and
it's
choose your
not.
battles.
Yes, exactly. Like our podcast doesn't come out at 10 a.m. I'm like, it'll come out eventually.
I think it was that fucking marathon too. When I see this woman that they actually posted her on their Instagram, I'll have to find it. But she did it in crutches. Her legs.
Yeah, you forget all the like
just
amazing stories.
It's fucking crazy.
I forgot all the amazing stories of like
I've
had cancer and beat it, and now I'm running a marathon.
Yeah.
I remember you were like, I saw a girl in crutches.
I saw her doing it, and I'm like, I have no excuse.
No
I
excuse.
I will just be
Run.
in severe pain. I'm thankful that my legs are gonna get me there.
You have 2 legs
2 legs.
that work.
They work okay.
They are.
Yeah.
No, that's why I started adding like, thank you, body. Thank you to my body.
Nice.
Thank you to my brain. Thank you to my gifted, creative, weird brain. Love it because
Yeah.
it's why we're here.
I think there was a moment too. I was getting a little emotional at mile 20 when Mom was texting me voice notes. And she's like, "You somehow caught up to JoJo and Ben. You're like only a mile behind." I'm like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, "I'm not a piece of shit. I'm not a piece of shit."
You have like a lot of work to do with yourself on knowing that you're not a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And it's the same with like me, my insecurities of being like, you're ugly or you don't like, or you're not a good singer, like anything, any negative thoughts I have. I also learned an amazing new trick about that you should do with the piece of shit thing. So Dr. Amy wants me to write out 100, which I can't
That's
get.
insane.
It's too many. I have like 23
Okay.
of my most negative thoughts. And then ask each negative thought 5 questions. So let's say your negative thought is you're a piece of shit, right?
Sounds like a nightmare.
You're a piece of shit, right? That's what you think?
Well,
That's a negative thought you have.
I had, and when
Here's the first question. Is it true?
no,
Whoa. So the second question is it 100% true?
no. Well, it's not true anymore. I think what I was doing was I was like, I'm a piece of shit, and I kept drinking. I was a piece of shit, and it was like,
So
piece of
is
shit,
it true?
piece of shit. No.
That is. How do you feel with these thoughts? When you have those thoughts of I'm a piece of shit, how does it make you feel?
I guess not good.
Not good. How would you feel if you didn't have those thoughts?
I feel better.
There it is. Now, fifth question, could you flip it opposite and say, I am not a piece of shit?
I am not a piece of shit. I did do this.
That's amazing. Now do that with every negative thought. And when he started asking me, like, one of my negative thoughts was like, I feel like I have to fix my whole family. And he was like, well, do you have to? I was like, well, technically, no.
Yeah.
How would you feel with that? I was like, probably relaxed. And he's like, now could you say I don't have to fix my family? I was like, I don't have to fix my family. And I started laughing because I'm like, God, my thoughts are ridiculous.
It is a quick turnaround, and we do have a lot of negative thoughts.
So many.
I think, I don't know. I feel like I've given my brain a chance to finally breathe. It's been suffocated and shrunken for 10 years, and now I'm like,
oh, you know what was crazy too? I told him about like my breathing. He's like, here's an app, do this breathing. And I'm like, dude, my lungs are small. Something's wrong with them. Like my negative thoughts come in right away.
Whoa.
Because I can't keep up with the apps. I'm like, I'm literally going to pass out.
Oh,
'cause
really?
It's too big. He goes, there's all these little muscles in your lungs. And like when you start thinking, I have small brains, you start tightening up.
Whoa.
So you physically can't do big breaths. And I was like, it's a cycle. It's a vicious cycle, dude, right?
See, I had the opposite.
My brain.
During the run, I'm like, God, this feels amazing. My lungs feel amazing. I'm not tired, but my legs.
Well, that's a different muscle.
Hips down. Just
Yeah.
were not cooperating. But I kept telling myself, like, I could do this all day. I can breathe all day. And I guess it made me feel
That probably kept you going.
Yeah.
Oh, it's my favorite episode. Okay.
It's the best of all time. Let's try and
more
do
videos. Sorry.
We'll try and do thank you, Janeth. We'll do Liz, which is that
cutie redhead.
My experience with anxiety has affected the way I've lived. It has made me really nervous to speak to others and to be around people. But I'm working on it every day, and I'm starting to try to feel more comfortable around others and be less nervous. And something that's really helped me with this is Meghan Trainor and her songs.
Yay, you. She's so sweet.
Oh my God, I want to cry. She's
so nice. I would talk to her all
Dude.
day, and I just felt calm with.
She doesn't get louder than this. She's so sweet.
No way.
I mean, every video I've seen of her is just like that, just like really sweet. But what's amazing is that someone that shy, as you could tell her video, she's so fucking cute, is that she records videos of her lip singing my songs and like dances,
Oh wow, just
lives her best life, and it makes me so happy. But she was like, she's one of my awesome fans too that will write a whole description about themselves. And sometimes they'll start with like, excuse me being ugly, but I have to say, and I'm like, you are not ugly, and don't
you
type
can
that
delete
out.
that.
Like, yeah, you're gorgeous and adorable and precious, and you don't even know it. And she started like rewriting her captions and started being like,
Wow.
I'm gonna be nicer to myself.
Good stuff.
Because that's also something so hard is like when you have these negative thoughts about yourself, it's like, would you say that about your best friend? Like, would you say that negative thoughts about you? Would you say that to like your son or your kid or your best
Right.
friend? It's like, no. So you have to
Right.
be nice to yourself too, and she did that for me, and she's amazing.
And listen, I don't blame you for being nervous to talk. People kind of suck.
People can suck.
But you find
The good
the good ones, okay? It just takes patience, time. Energies attract, I feel.
Yes.
And you want to avoid, there's a lot of monsters out there, so I don't blame you, but I feel like you're starting to find yourself, and I think you're going for it. Don't be
With
so
my
concerned.
tunes. I'll keep
Yeah.
writing for you, Liz. Yeah, she's great. She's been working on it hard, and I love her, and I'm proud of you.
Yeah, and don't feel like you need a million friends. It's overrated. You just need a couple
Overrated.
good ones in family.
This is my one friend, and
Yeah.
then my mommy's my second friend.
Yeah.
Okay, play another one. These are great.
Hey guys, my name's Amelia, and before we begin, can I just say, Meghan and Ryan, I love your podcast. You guys are great. I'm up to date on every episode, and as you can tell by my account, Meghan, I love you and your music. So I want to talk about kind of, I guess, my journey with anxiety. I've definitely struggled with anxiety. Before quarantine, it was like really bad. I'm not like diagnosed or anything because I'm getting better, but before quarantine, I had lots of social anxiety, especially in school. But honestly, ever since quarantine, my mental health has been really good. I think I needed that break.
Yeah.
Honestly, during quarantine, I watched a lot of TikToks and mental health TikToks, and
Whoa.
believe it or not, that actually helped me with my self-esteem, and it made me like be able to walk outside and just feel confident and not feel like people are silently judging me. So I'm grateful for that. So yeah, quarantine has actually been the best thing for me because now I'm able to go to school. I'm a senior in high school and just feel good about myself. So
Wow. Love her. I love these redheads. You're all gorgeous.
That was great. Yeah, I think another trick is to, like, no one is really concerned with just, like, they're not judging you. I mean, maybe there's some, like, losers that might, but everyone's in their own heads. So you could just walk around and be confident, like, first of all, you shouldn't care about anything if they are, but no one's really concerned with everybody else, right?
That's
they're
like a
concerned with
hard
themselves,
lesson.
right?
I don't know where it comes from, but when we're younger, we assume and think
Yeah.
everyone here is thinking about me.
Yeah.
Everyone here is judging me, especially if I am on marijuana. I was like, everyone here hates me. Yeah.
Nobody likes me.
Like my mom, I think, told me a long time ago, she was like, none of them are thinking about you.
Yeah.
And like also if you're in a fight with a guy or something, like I was in a fight with you, she was like, he's like playing video games and like doesn't care while you're here crying. Like, move on,
Wow,
but
piece of shit.
no, because I took everything so hard. Like in high school, man, you take everything times 12. And when you get
Yeah.
older, you start to learn like, oh, that wasn't as bad, or that wasn't a big deal. I wish I didn't spend so much time like being
It's got to be.
sad
It's
about
got to be
that.
like hormones and like shit like that
It
too.
is
I think
hormones, yeah.
just being young is a fucking
Being
nightmare.
young is a nightmare, and I
feel
promise you,
so much better at
once you're out of high
28.
school too, ma'am, you're gonna love life.
Yeah.
Tell you what, it only gets better. I promise.
Yeah, like the shit I used to think was the end of the world
End of the
in high school.
world.
It's nothing.
It's nothing.
But I understand
those kids.
your feelings and I get it because it is kind of it's tough, but
And the COVID,
it's gonna be okay.
The COVID thing, it affected a lot of mental health. It affected a lot of people, but some people also, like took that time and was like, okay, I'm going to take this time that we're all receiving and be at home, and I'm going to like do something great with my life. Like a lot of people took it and was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do a fitness journey and I'm gonna do a mental health journey.
I blow it.
You went opposite, but that's what it sounds like she did. It sounds like she was like, I needed this break for myself, and this was great. So I'm glad that you had like a good experience.
I freaked out. Drank away
It's
all the pain.
okay. It's either or. Yeah. No, Dr. Amen did a study too on like how many people got anxiety through COVID.
Yeah, it was just like, I don't know. I loved you guys, but I was just like, where's my chance to escape?
You need your little nights out.
But it was just, I think it was a lot of the booze thinking, wasn't.
Yes.
Now I'm like, oh, I can see you guys every day. This is great. But maybe it's the new place.
No, it's because you're in a new place, dude. You don't like see us every single second.
Right. It's ideal. Thank you.
It's good. It's
Love
healthy.
You.
Okay, can I play my TikToks? Sure. Here's some advice, okay?
Here's a quick reminder from a psychologist. If you suffer from anxiety, you're probably used to jumping to the worst case scenario and overthinking. Why does this happen? It's because an anxious mind catastrophizes. Every time you do this, I want you to ask yourself, what is the best case scenario? By doing this, you are training your mind to consider the best case scenario, not just focusing on the worst case scenario. I'm Dr. Kieran, I'm a clinical psychologist. Follow me for more on this.
Thanks, Dr. Kieran. I like that.
She's kind of funny.
Anytime someone leaves my house recently, I don't know if it was the baby and I'm just like expecting like the worst, but every time someone leaves, I'm like, they're going to get in a car accident. And that was the last thing I ever said to them.
What?
Like, my thoughts go dark.
What is that
and I'm
about?
working on it. I don't know. Dr. Amen said something about my brain loves dark shit. There's something that
That's why you like all these weird movies.
That's
and
why I like
stories.
the scary movies and the murders. Yeah, he's like kind of like it
I think you get that from
you.
Mom. She loves those like
it gives me little
James
serotonin
Patterson
boost.
books of like fucking chaos.
I was like, this makes sense. I love dark shit, but I also have dark thoughts. It's a give and take. So I'm working on those. I have to work on like not thinking like what's the worst possible outcome. I have to go, what's the best?
I kind of have like
scenario?
fucked up thoughts, I guess. Like
See?
on the flights, I'm like, what if this goes down?
Dude, that's what I'm talking about. I have
I'm
that
like,
every day, all day.
I think
long.
I'm just like, could be
Last
fun.
night, I went pee in the middle of the night. I come back to bed. Daryl's like on my side asleep, but he's really asleep. Where like I moved his arm and he's dead man.
I think this
and
is a lot
I start feeling him like, is he dead? I swear to God.
I think this is because you're a mom now, dude. You just have
It's
that
the
mom
mom.
super high alert awareness. Is
Yeah.
everybody okay? I think this is just
that's
you now. Dude.
Definitely what it is.
That's going to be you for the rest of your
I gotta
life.
figure that out.
I don't think you do. I think you just go full Kelly Trainor.
Kelly Trainor?
And-
Mommy.
Yeah.
I'll
She
be
still tracks
honored.
me. She tracked me last night.
She does. She does.
Oh, you're on Mount Olympus, huh, little body?
Yeah. Jesus.
Okay.
All right, play more of my TikToks. They're good.
So concerned. Is he going to relapse?
Wait, I don't remember this one. Uh-oh.
How do you get rid of anxiety almost instantly?
Okay.
First, you want to stimulate your vagus nerve. You can do that by rubbing your ear. Use some acupressure on your ear for 15 to 30 seconds.
Yup.
Do that 3 or 4 times.
Oh, this feels nice.
Then you want
Yep.
to find a tender spot right between your eyebrows here. It's called yin tong. So you're going to find a tender spot here.
Third
then
eye.
rub that for 15 to
Devin
30
rubbing her
seconds. Do
face.
that 3 or 4 times. Then you want to come back behind your ear. There's a little notch called on me on. So come
Who
back
makes
behind
these
your
fucking
ear. You're gonna
names?
feel
Scientists,
a little notch
dude.
and a ridge here. This is an extra point called on me on. It means peaceful sleep.
Oh, this
So
feels
it's
good
right
in the
behind your
massage.
ear.
Rub
Yeah.
that 15 to 30 seconds. You want to do that 3 or 4 times. Last but not least, you want to come
Oh, he's got a
3
Rolex.
finger breaths down right where that
He's
little black
rich.
dot is, and press and rub that for 15 to 30 seconds.
So right
Last
on your
thing you
wrist.
want to do is breathe out for twice as long as you breathe in. So breathe in for 4 seconds, breathe out for 8 seconds. Now, if you come into my clinic, we're going to use acupuncture, treat anxiety every single day, and it responds really well.
Here's why I wanted to show this.
That was nice.
Because during my panic attacks, I saw every doctor you could think of. And I was like, please help me. And I saw this acupuncture and I was like, this is a joke. Like, how is this going to help me? And for the first time in a long time, he pricked
remember
something in
this.
my ear. He did one of those things in my ear, acupuncture. And I felt like all the buzzing and vibrations in my body go like whoosh and leave. And
Wild.
I had like a tear come down. I said, Daryl, I feel free.
I found
I was
Jesus.
like, I finally feel okay. And it didn't last long, but I
Yeah.
noticed a difference. And I said, whatever that shit is, there's something in your ear that can help anxiety. So Google it. I don't know, but that really worked. Maybe rub your ears or something. I don't know. Next one.
Dude, any girlfriend this guy has, you could just be like, let me calm you down. Immediately.
I mean,
it's pretty smooth.
So someone once told me, if you stress too much about something before it happens, you basically put yourself through it twice.
Ooh.
And I feel like someone needs to hear that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This mom's Hoda
twice.
posted something about this too. Or mom read it to me. She was like if you worry so much about something going wrong, that if it does go wrong, you just suffer twice. You're just suffering. You're just asking to suffer. Like, or how about well, it's probably gonna go great, and if it doesn't go great, then you suffer once.
That's what I did for like the majority of the week before the marathon. I was just like, yeah, it's gonna be great. I don't know what, it's easy peasy. Gonna be fine.
Yeah,
gonna
you
be
did.
fine. Gonna be
fine.
fine.
You have this great chip on your shoulder.
So that's why when it all fell apart, I was like, fuck it. I can finish. It's still gonna be okay. Even though it's just pain. Like,
I need to be better at that because I went out the first time since COVID last night with my husband. We dressed up for an event. We'll talk about it later. And the whole time I was like, I don't want to go. I'm terrified. And I just made it a miserable car ride when it could have been great.
Oh, really?
Sending videos.
Do
I
that
was like,
shit, bro.
I'm going to hate this. And then I was like, we did suffer for a little. And then it was like, we were like, this was the best thing in the world.
Yeah. You guys got a little movie last night.
We did.
That's, I feel like, you still do that. And it's okay. It's a part of life.
I'm working on it.
The holes?
Working on it. It's the holes in my brain.
Yeah.
We're going to fix it. We got to scan your brain, man.
I know. I feel like I hit it and deleted something that, I don't know.
Sentence? Yeah. I feel like I hit it and then deleted.
You know what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
Well, this is great, dude.
Yeah. Also, going online can be scary, but if you type in anxiety relief on TikTok, I found 1,000 of these videos, and they're really great, and a lot of them work. I even I do TikTok so much that when I had hiccups the other night, I typed in hiccup relief, and I found a cure in 5 seconds, and it worked.
Whoa! It's not drinking water upside down.
No, it was like drinking with your head down and then rubbing your ear, and you just gotta trick your brain for a minute.
Cool.
Who gets hiccups? Me. Oh my God, well, thank you so much for watching and listening.
Yes.
We adore you. We love you. Listen to those ads. My mom is the only one using all the codes right now. She's literally buying everything with them codes. So
yeah, she loves them. I actually been using them codes too.
Yeah, me too. I got my hydro jug right here.
Yeah, I use my Osea.
Yeah, I love Osea. I got an amazing facial from Osea the other day. Oh my God.
I need another one, dude. My forehead is busting, bro. I don't know what happened.
What is that?
I think it was the stress probably from the marathon.
It was. Oh my God. I read this morning too that effects from anxiety could be blurred vision. Hello, me.
Yeah.
And skin rashes.
Okay.
And literally around my face right here has been this unbeatable dry skin rash that no one knows what it is. Not pimples, it's just rash. And I'm like, oh my God, if it's stress, I'll die. And I have canker sores.
I gotta go back to Osea in Venice and talk to him, say what's going on.
Yeah.
But thank you for listening. We love you guys. And if you want to watch it, Workin On It Pod on YouTube, Workin On It Pod on all socials, Instagram,
I do
Twitter,
my makeup
TikTok.
for this, so if you could just go over there and watch
Megan
me.
really, puts it on for you guys.
I really do that. So
I just roll out of bed, how you doing? But
show that trophy one more time.
Oh yeah. Also, check me out on Twitch. Ryan Trainor. I might change it to Flying Ryan, bro.
You should change it.
I'm so tossed up on it, but
do it before someone steals it.
True. All right.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye.
Working on